So one of my favorite moves in all of card magic is Ed Marlowe's Convincing Control. Now I've been doing this move for a long time now, and through the years I've added my little touches to it and little convincers and subtleties that I think you might appreciate. So the way that I do this move, it gets you in position to instantly cop the card out or bottom palm the card out after you do it, and so this leads to a bunch of possibilities, say card to pocket, card through the table. The possibilities are endless. The Convincing Control, of course, was first published in the Hierophant in 1970, originated by Ed Marlowe. So in this video, I'll be teaching you my handling of that control and my applications and techniques for the cop out or the bottom palm after you do it. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's what this move looks like and what it can accomplish, okay? So let's say somebody just pointed to a card, maybe that one right there, the 7 of hearts. Now I'll leave that 7 sticking out right around the middle of the deck, and somebody could really push it in like this and slap the deck if they wanted to, but instantly I can get that card right through the table, that 7 of hearts. Alright, so first let's take a look at that control, which is my touches on the classic Convincing Control by Ed Marlowe. Okay, so the control is this. It's a bottom control, so somebody points to a card, see the 5 of hearts, and instantly it's on the bottom of the deck. Alright, so let's take a look at that. So what you want to do here is have somebody point to a card, or if you're doing this for the camera, just stop anywhere in the deck, right? It's not that complicated. Alright, so once that happens, you want to have these cards close together, okay? So 2 cards to the card they touched, close together to the card that's on top of it, okay? So just for this demo, I will take a different card from a deck, just so you can see the contrast, okay? So let's say this is our card that's being selected here. So check this out. The card that you want to have above it should be close to it, right? So about that much, maybe about a little less than an inch. So normally in the classic control, you would align them completely like this, which is unnecessary, I find, and that just takes too much time, and you're being too careful about it. Like you're trying to, like it looks like you're doing something, right? So you want to eliminate that sort of careful procedure, and you want to have a more natural handling. So as soon as they touch it, you know, that one right there, just bring them close together like this as you bring them up. So they touch that, to just scoot that over, right? Scoot that top card over to about right there, and you have it done. So they point to a card, boom. You're like that. There's no need to sit there and do this, align them perfectly. There's no need for it. So what's going to happen is you're going to pretend as though you show the card and do this, right? But that's not what happens, obviously. You switch it for a different card, the card that's above their actual chosen card, and the way they do that is like this. So they touch it, bring it to about right there, right? As you move up, just sort of scoot this whole spread over towards it. And that's how I do it, all right? So they touch it, boom, that one right there, just scoot this spread closer to your hand like this as you bring it up. So they're looking at that card, boom. And now here's the action. So you want to move the whole spread up and out jogged about right here for about half the card's length, and do that, okay? So they touch the card, boom, show them, and then what's going to happen is, in this position, upright position, you're going to simply take your thumb and put it on top of that card that's above their card like this. Okay, so you're going to do that and simply just do this. Just pull that card right out to that position, and that card just stays behind. All right, so that's the first part of the move, is getting that down good. All right, so they look at the card and you're just like boom, just like that. Now, obviously, if you just do this alone, it's kind of obvious what's happening, so you have to do another secret move at the same time. And that move is this. It's a secret cull of a card. And don't let that word cull scare you. Trust me, it's very easy to do. Okay, so you're here, you're doing this move, up jogging the card, like this. As soon as you do that, these fingers simply pull in on that selection. All right, so this is what I mean by that. So you're here, boom, you do the move as you pull that card in by simply curling your fingers in towards your hand. And when you do that, it hides that card, right? Just like that. You can see it's being sucked in or pulled in to the back. Okay, so we're here, they touch their card, boom, do the alignment move, bring it up, point to it, and you stop about right here, about halfway, right, to the up jog position. As soon as you do this move, bring that card back just like that. Okay, so everything happens all at once in one smooth motion, guys. Okay, so you're here, boom, like this, and like that. Here it is once again, exposed view, so they have their card. Just like that. And you want to get that click, right? So you saw how the cards clicked when they rode past it. So you'll feel it, and you'll sometimes hear it too as well, okay? So once again, boom. And you want that click. Now that pulling in action happens as you move back down, okay? So you show them the card, and it happens as you move back down. So that retention of vision and that card being in the same place is what sells this move and what makes it so deceptive, okay? So this move happens as you bring the cards back down to this position. So they think that's still the card that's being outjogged. So you want to get quite good at coming up and doing the move like this. You point to the card, boom, like this. Do that move, bring it to the bottom. And that's the convincing control, or at least my version of it. So for the control itself, obviously when you switch the card out, boom, like this, you just let it ride to the bottom of the deck as you close the deck up like this, and now the card is on the bottom of the deck. So here are some ways to get it out of the deck into cop or into palm like this. So notice whenever you do the move that you're not actually just pulling, you know, straight across. You're actually moving back as well, or at least that's how I do it. It's just muscle memory at this point, okay? So you're here, and watch what happens. You do the move, and you're actually pulling back. You're pulling back on that card, which also hides the move itself. All right, so that's a good touch on it. So you're here, and don't just, you know, move straight across. I want you to move back with it, okay? So back like this, and that'll get it directly into cop. So watch this exposed view of it. So the 6, boom. Watch how that card just rides back into cop as I close up. That card is just in cop now. Okay, it just is. And so when I do this and come away, it just happens naturally. I'll demonstrate what's happening there with this clear deck of cards here. So they look at the card, and then watch how that card just moves back into that position as I close up. It's just already where it needs to be. And all you're doing here is this simple action of moving back with your fingers, okay? So do the move I taught you of switching the card out like this, but at the same time, these fingers just move back, sort of like at a diagonal like this, out of the way. And then you're here, and you're simply just putting the card into cop, okay? So they see it here, and you're just putting that card into cop. That's all. Just imagine you have just one card. That's your selection. All you're doing is this. Simply putting that card right there in the cop. Without the deck, you're here. Just put it right there in the cop. Okay? So imagine you have an invisible deck here, and all you're going to do is just put that card right into cop. Just like this. Okay? That's really all it is. And so put the deck down and do this sort of thing where you can have them push it in, and boom, you have the card through the table. Or if you're standing up, you can just have it, if you have a card to wallet, perfect, boom, grab the wallet out, or card to pocket, whatever you want to do. This move is very versatile, and I think you'll get a lot of mileage out of it. So here's an over-the-shoulder view of this move at full speed, okay? So do me a favor, just touch any card, that one right there, take a look at it, we'll put it back right around the middle right there, we'll push it in, boom, it's on the bottom. And here it is in slow motion. All right, so they take a card or they look at a card, boom, point to it, come back, put your thumb on top of that card that's behind it. You're here, do that move as you come down like this. You can see the card getting pulled under as I close up, just like this. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this video. It truly does mean the world to me. And so if you learned something new and if you got value from my video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and sub to the channel. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.